my God. So you're not going to believe what happened. You know, my dad and his wife, Freya's mom. Well, I swear, I feel so bad for her. But like, you have to hear this. The great betrayal. Okay. So picture this. I'm just hanging out at my place, chilling, waiting for a text. You know, like, I put all these photos of my dad cheating on his wife, my stepmom, all over the house, date stamped and everything. Walmart's photo print service. Seriously? It's a lifesaver. I mean, I felt a tiny bit bad, but honestly, it had to be done. He and Freya have had this coming for a while. So I'm waiting for the inevitable freak out text, and you know what? I get nothing. Just this creepy text from my stepmom that says, "Tomorrow lunch favorite pizza place." No exclamation points. No crying emojis. Nothing. Just this bland, polite message. I swear, it was so weird I thought she was going to murder me. Like, I legit asked my friends if I was a dumbass for going, but I went anyway. Why not? What's she gonna do? Poison the pizza? I show up, and she's just sitting there, smiling. Not a fake smile. Not a crazy smile. Just a normal, serene smile. It was so unsettling. We order, and she's all, "Do you know why I asked you here?" I'm like, "Yeah, to murder me?" She laughs, shakes her head, and says she spent too much time keeping my dumb butt alive to do that. And then she just unloads everything. The unbelievable truth. Turns out, my dad didn't just happen to cheat on Freya's mom with mine. No, no, no. He's a monster. My stepmom and my mom were cousins close, and he essentially roofied my mom at a party. The whole "he was drunk and confused her for me" story. A complete lie. She told me how my mom was born blind and was so happy to be there. But my dad gave her a cup with something in it, and she passed out. My stepmom's cousin, Adrian, found my mom and put her to bed. And get this, my mom had no idea what happened. She thought she'd had a one-night stand, but it was my dad, Adrian, my stepmom, and my mom were all close. Years later, Adrian noticed that Freya and I looked so much alike. So she did a DNA test, and we were a match. Freya and I were sisters. My stepmom said she confronted my dad, and he gave her that lame excuse. But here's the kicker. She said she only forgave him because she insisted that he be a part of my life. He used her money she gave him for family therapy to hire a lawyer to take me from my mom. I was just a kid, 8 years old. I told the judge I hated my dad, and he's a piece of filth. And my stepmom, she didn't stop him. She said she was afraid to leave him because then he'd have no one to check him. She said she stayed to protect me. It's so ridiculous. She watched me lose my mom, all my visitation rights, everything. And she stayed. She said she tried to help my grandparents fight for me, but they were silenced. Like, what? It just sounds like she's trying to make herself look better. The aftermath. We burned all of his stuff. My stepmom and I literally made a bonfire out of his clothes, his stupid books, everything. She invited Adrian over, and Adrian cried and hugged me, apologizing for not telling me sooner. She said she hated my dad too much to be around him. My stepmom even called Freya and ripped her a new one. She told her not to blame me, that she's a cheater just like our dad, and if she wants to keep a good man, she needs to stop being so messy. It's like my stepmom thinks she's some kind of hero now, getting a divorce. Sure, she gets everything because of the prenup, but I don't know if I can ever truly forgive her for just standing by all those years. And Freya, she texted me, calling me a manipulative bee. She said she didn't have to apologize for a mistake she made when she was 10. A mistake. A mistake is not calling your friend back. A mistake isn't telling your dad that your little sister is sneaking out to see her dying mother. I laughed. I just sent her a laughing emoji and blocked her and my dad. I'm done with them. The best part. My therapist called me. He's been seeing me for this since I was a kid. He shows me his laptop. And there's a TikTok about me. He's smiling, shaking his head. I just know he thinks this is fantastic, even though he's a professional and can't say it. So yeah, that's what happened. I've washed my hands of all of them. Freya and my dad are on their own. The whole town knows now. People come up to me and ask me about it. And I own it. I tell them everything. Because they need to know what kind of people they are. My stepmom's lawyer thinks the photos are funny. He says my existence is enough proof for the divorce. But the pictures, with all their dates, are just icing on the cake. Honestly, it's a huge relief. The drama's calming down, and I can finally start my life. My grandparents are supporting me, and my stepmom even offered to help me with expenses. I'm taking her up on it, even if I don't trust her completely. I think, at the end of the day, I just want what's best for me. And if she's finally going to do something helpful, I'm not going to turn it down. I mean, a girl's got to look out for herself. Right. Oh my God, So you're not going to believe what happened next. Like, after the bonfire, I thought things would calm down. You know, blocked my dad, blocked Freya. And I was just chilling at my grandparents' house, trying to figure out what my next move was. I mean, my stepmom, I guess I have to call her by her name now. Let's say Sarah offered to help with expenses. But like, I'm not stupid. The woman is a total mastermind. I was still kind of waiting for the other shoe to drop. So a few days go by, and I get a text from Sarah. Lawyer wants to meet. Can you come with me? He wants to hear it from you. My first thought, this is a trap. I mean, after everything, why would she need me? But then I thought about it. She's got this prenup that says he gets nothing if he cheats. And I have all this proof. The dates I wrote on the back of the photos. Total genius move. It was all a part of my master plan. So I told her, fine, I'll go. But I wasn't stupid. I had my grandpa drop me off. And I told him to wait in the car, just in case. We get to the lawyer's office, and he's this total slick dude, wearing one of those expensive suits that probably cost more than my car. He looks at me, and he's like, so you're the one who got the evidence. I just shrugged. Sarah looks at him and says, she's the one who gave me the key to my freedom. It was so dramatic, but I kind of liked it. The lawyer laid it all out. He said that with the photos, the chat logs, the voice recordings I had, and the fact that Freya knew and said nothing, my dad was completely screwed. He said my existence was a legal coup. He literally used those words. He told Sarah she was going to get the house, the cars, the summer place, everything. My dad would get nothing. And the shared bank account? She had already moved all the money into her separate account. The man had nothing left but the clothes on his back, just like the prenup said. Sarah looked at me with this, I don't know, gratitude. It was the weirdest thing. I still didn't trust her, but it felt good to know I had been the one to orchestrate this total financial and social implosion. The Freya apocalypse. Of course. Freya didn't just disappear. The day after I blocked her, my phone started blowing up from a bunch of mutual friends. You know, the type. The ones who were friends with both of us but mostly followed Freya because she's, you know, the popular one. They were all trying to be peacemakers. Freya's really hurting. She's so confused. She says you're being so unfair. She says she didn't know what she was doing when you were a kid. I mean, seriously? She didn't know what she was doing at 10. Bitch, please. I just sent them all a screenshot of my dad's text calling me a terrible daughter and blocked them. All of them. Then Freya got really creative. She started posting on her Instagram story about betrayal and toxic family dynamics. She didn't use my name, but she was definitely subtweeting me. She posted a picture of her and our dad from years ago with a caption about how family is supposed to be forever. It was so cringe. I wanted to scream. You sold me out for a few presents and now you're crying about it. But I didn't. Instead, I just put up a story of my own. A picture of my grandparents' house with the caption, finally home. It was subtle, but I knew she'd see it and know exactly what I meant. A few days later, I was at the local grocery store. I swear, everyone in this town is a nosy gossip. I could feel people staring at me in the produce section, whispering. And then I saw her. Freya? She was standing there, looking like a lost puppy, with her stupid red-haired friend, C, who's still on her side for some reason. Freya saw me and her face just hardened. She started walking toward me. My heart was pounding. But I put on my best I'm a normal human being and totally not plotting your demise face. She stopped in front of me. We need to talk, she said, her voice low and shaky. I just smiled a little. About what? Freya, your father being a serial cheater? Or you being his accomplice since you were 10? Her eyes went wide, and she looked at C. C was just staring at the floor. Freya's voice got louder. That was so long ago. It was a mistake. Why are you doing this to me? To us. My internal monologue was screaming, a mistake. You told me I had a better family because of it. That my mother was a recreationist and that you did what was best and right. You never apologized. Not once. But I didn't say any of that. I just leaned in a little closer, as if I was sharing a secret. You know, I thought the rat had disappeared. Turns out. It was just the biggest rat of all. And then I just walked away, leaving her standing there in the middle of the aisle. Stunned. That's when you know you've won. The final nail. My dad, bless his heart, he tried to fight back. His lawyer sent a letter to me and my grandparents. It was all legal jargon, basically saying that I had slandered him and that my claims were unsubstantiated and malicious. My grandparents and Sarah's lawyer had a good laugh at that. They basically told his lawyer to pound sand because they had me, a living, breathing witness with all the receipts. My dad had no money and no one to back him up. Even his new little girlfriend must have bolted when she heard what happened. My stepmom told me she heard he tried to go to my grandfather's house, yelling and screaming. But my grandpa basically told him that if he ever came near me or my grandparents again, they would press charges. I had to hear all this from Sarah, of course, because my dad was too much of a coward to try and contact me directly. It was a pathetic end for a man who thought he was so powerful. I remember this one time, I must have been 8 or 9. When my dad was on the phone, Freya was with me. He was laughing and talking, and then he said, "Yeah, I told the kid if she acts out again, I'm just going to send her to live with her crazy old grandma." Freya giggled. It was a joke to them, a way to control me. That moment has replayed in my head 1,000 times. Every time I ever felt a sliver of doubt, I just thought of that. And Freya's a smug little smile. She never saw it as a threat, she saw it as a win. A way to get me out of the way so she could have him all to herself. This isn't revenge for a single incident. It's retribution for a lifetime of casual cruelty. A lifetime of them believing they were better than me, that they could hurt me and get away with it. A new chapter. I've been living with my grandparents for a few weeks now. It's strange, but in a good way. They're so supportive. And they never ask me to justify what I did. They just say they're proud of me for standing up for myself and for my mom. Sarah ended up sending me a bunch of money for school and living expenses, saying she'd set up a trust fund for me. I still don't fully trust her, and I think she's trying to buy her way into my good graces. But you know what? A girl's got to look out for herself. She's getting everything from my dad, and I'm getting everything from her. It's a win-win, I guess. The drama in the comments on Reddit and TikTok has died down. I still get a message here and there from some random person saying they're on my side. And I just thank them and move on. It's not about the online validation anymore. It's about a feeling of quiet victory. I feel like I finally closed a chapter that started when I was a kid and never had an ending. I am no longer a pawn in their twisted little game. I'm the one who flipped the board over. I saw a post from a mutual friend today. She'd gone to Freya's birthday party. The picture had Freya looking completely miserable, and only 3 other people. The caption was all small but mighty. But everyone in town knows she used to have a massive group of friends. She's all alone now. No friends. No boyfriend. And now, no relationship with a father she sold out for presents. The best revenge is living well, they say, but I think the best revenge is watching your enemies suffer a little bit first. Just a little. It makes the living well part so much sweeter.